to play first. Well, there's... Oh lordy, we've registered Plateau. May the gods have mercy on my soul. This is perfect. 2 lands, one of them can't make mana. Just Marty, Punker, and Tron. Yeah, I forgot Marty and Tron. No motivation. Don't do it. Am I on the play? I'm on the play. One of our lands doesn't make mana. All right. Am I supposed to keep this? Full 15. That's a good question. I think I have a full 15 on my sideboard. Yeah, there's 15 here. You scared me. I thought we got motoed there for a second. Fine. Alright, since there's a land on top of my deck, I'm actually just going to go Windswept Heath pass here, I think. I just want to draw that Windswept Heath guaranteed. If there wasn't a land on top, I'd just top it and then fetch Deathrite. Is opponent playing Manaless Dredge? And I chose not to play my Deathrite on one. Man, what a tilt. Opponent on Dredge chose not to play Deathrite on one. Damn it, Hogland. Damn it, Hogland. There's Scrubland in my deck. There's a Bayou. Oh, I should have gotten Bayou there, right? 10 out of 10 should have gotten Bayou. Thoughts on Storm? I think Modern Storm is one of the best decks in the current Modern format. I think it's very, very good. You have a Breakthrough. That's pretty good. Narcomoeba, another Narcomoeba. Bridges and Cabal therapies here. I think we might be dead, chat. I'm not an expert, but I think we might be dead. Do you think Storm should be banned in Modern? I don't know. Storm's a miserable deck to play against in Modern, but like Modern's a format that's full of miserable decks to play against. So like, does it really deserve to be banned? I feel like my biggest complaint about Modern is there's no consistency in the ban list. It's like, well, you can't kill before turn 4, but like Splinter Twin is too good, but like Dredge and these other obnoxious things aren't. It's like, can you just like pick a line in the sand where like Simian Spirit Guide, Mox Opal are legal, but like Rite of Flame isn't. The Bog is in the board, right? Pretty sure the Bojuka Bog's in the board. Yep. We have Tormod's Crypt to fetch with Enlightened Tutor. It's not about the power level of the deck. It's about, and so this is one of the things where I differ in philosophy with a lot of people that talk about things with the ban list is I think the quality of the gameplay that a deck generates in your format matters. So it doesn't matter if the Cheerios deck or the Goryo's Vengeance deck only kills its opponent on turn 2 5 to 10% of the time. That 5 to 10% of the time that someone dies in the second turn of the game without barely playing a game of Magic, that's a feel-bad experience. Could you imagine a kid sitting down at his first Modern FNM with like some collection of cards that he has, or like even just like a pseudo-real Modern deck, and like their opponent just like kills them on turn 2 with something they've never seen before? It's just like, oh, I didn't even really get to play. Okay, I mean, I guess we can try again. It's just like, I don't think it generates a good experience. And I think like we have the format that's Legacy, where you can like do these obnoxious, big, powerful things. And I don't think we need to have those happen in Modern. And again, that's why, again, it's a philosophical difference. Other people, you hear people talk about things that like, oh, it doesn't happen enough, so that's fine. I disagree with that assessment. I think the fact that it happens at all is horseshit and creates a bad play experience for your players. And I think you're going to scare people away from the format and create non-interesting games of Magic. And I know my ideal, and I know we play a lot of meme decks on here, so like in Legacy's a format full of random nonsense, right? So like in Legacy, random stuff like that happens all the time. But I personally would enjoy Modern more if, you know, a turn 4 rule was hard and fast. Like if if these decks couldn't end the game until turn 5, turn 6, etc. Is this a moat matchup? How do I actually kill my opponent once I have a moat in play? Yeah, I'd like to ban a lot more. I think Modern... I agree with the idea that Modern should really be bigger soon. I think people act like bans are a bad thing, but in reality, bans aren't a bad thing. Like, Wizards of the Coast doesn't Merit Leech kills them through moat. Got it. Alright, yep. I'm gonna cut something random here so that can get in my deck. Yep, Merit Leech. Good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Merit Leech makes sense. That I knew chat coming through in the clutch first time playing this configuration of this deck. That makes a lot of sense. People act like bans are a bad thing, but like bans should only be like considered like a really bad thing if like they're happening a lot in a format where like you're designing for, right? Like if bans happen in formats like Legacy and Modern, it's just like, oh well, that makes sense because like they're not testing for these formats. Like it's not really a big deal, right? I do think in general how Wizards of the Coast handles their ban list is really poor. So like, again, going back to the Hex example because I play a lot of Hex, is Hex has an official watch list on their website. So like, if they're thinking about banning a card, it goes on the watch list at least a month out. So people have this warning. It's not just this surprise that suddenly, boom, it's gone. It's, oh, this was a thing that we were expecting to happen because it went on the watch list. No one is blindsided by this decision. No, you want to be on the draw against Manaless Dredge. Against LED Dredge, you want to be on the play. Do I want to put a stop on my upkeep? Do I want to E-Tutor for... I think I'm just going to go get my Tormod script, right? Like, going to go get my crypt. Is that what I'm doing with my life? I'm going to go get my crypt. Do new cards appear on the watch list? Like, as soon as they print them? No, not historically speaking. So, people talk about it's a big deal for people that have to that don't have the money to switch decks. Magic is a luxury hobby. There's like this idea that like everyone is entitled to like own a deck of Magic cards and like it should be cheap and easy and freely accessible, and it's like, it's not. Magic is an expensive hobby to play. Like, you don't hear people complaining about things that like golf or like racing motocross or like all these other things, or boating should be cheaper and that it should be more accessible. It's like, no, we just accept that these things cost money. And like, if it's just known that like people are going to update the ban list and shake the format up on occasion, like that's just, you just like know that that's a thing that's going to be happening. And like different strokes for different strokes, Z Bishop. Like, again, when people ask me like, what do I think of Modern as a format? It's like, well, I don't personally enjoy it, but I know there's plenty of people that do enjoy Modern for what it is right now, and that's fine, right? Like, different people are allowed to enjoy different things, and just because I don't derive enjoyment from how it's configured currently doesn't mean that other people won't. The curse is supposed to be cooldown max with the 3-month resubscription. A quarter of a year, welcome back. I do appreciate it. Also, here's the other thing. Again, if you don't like the Magic as a luxury hobby comment, the company that controls the ban list and decides what cards are legal also controls how much it costs to play fucking Magic. That's the trick. The company that makes Magic expensive with bannings could make Magic much cheaper and make it reasonable to switch decks, if that's the line you want to go with. If you think it genuinely should be cheaper and you don't want bans to make the format inaccessible, Wizards of the Coast, the company that controls the ban list and would be making people switch decks, and when you want that to be accessible, they're the ones like, I know it's weird. It's a strange idea. Do I want to play I want to play this Bojuka Bog. Someone asked earlier how long Hex has been around. I want to field questions as we go while still playing at a reasonable pace here. Hex just had their 8th set release. They've been in public beta for... They went into public beta about 4 years ago, and they've been in an official release for the last 2 years or so. People dealt with it, yep. What would I do to fix Modern? I would take a heavy-handed approach to the ban list and get rid of cards that create non-games like Blood Moon and Ensnaring Bridge, while also getting rid of things, what's the word that I'm searching for? Getting rid of things that allow you to theoretically win the game on turn 2 and turn 3. Yep. Yeah, I would get rid of Tron lands. I think Tron lands are obnoxious. And, like, when I say that, people are like, well, you play Tron. It's like, yeah, if I actually think these are obnoxious and should be banned, that means I should be playing them because they're really powerful. I don't know. That's actually a really interesting question. Like, is this actually a luxury hobby or not? Like, is it marketed? Like, does WotC send the impression that this is a luxury hobby? I think Tron lands are silly. I think Eldrazi Temple is silly. I think Spirit Guide and Mox Opal are silly. Down with fast mana. So I don't think the completely budget hex decks I have are competitive at the tippy top of the ladder where I'm at. I think they're fine for collecting the free rewards. Like working your way through the free rewards, but I don't think they're... We're bidding a bridge from below. Okay. I think Death Shadow is obnoxious to play against. I miss playing Magic when... I'm gonna get rid of their bridge in this Icarid here. I miss playing Magic when the best fair deck in Modern was like playing a 2-mana 5/6 and like didn't have 1 mana to gate. See what this name's here. This could realistically name Knight of the Reliquary. It's a card that we could like reasonably have in our hand that we haven't cast yet. Yep. Yep. Name's Knight of the Reliquary. It's good. Good name from the opponent there. You know, we have this Bojuka Bog. It's kind of really awkward that we drew the one Bojuka Bog too, because if the Bojuka Bog had been in my deck, I would have played the Knight of the Reliquary more aggressively. Yeah, definitely. I have a couple other brews that I want to try, but now that I have a native Linux version of Hex, we're going to be back into my full normal Hex stream schedule, doing like, 10 to 12 hours of Hex a week, just like I do 10 to 12 hours of Magic a week. Dual lands. Reprint the dual lands. I don't understand why dual lands aren't legal. So we're gonna have a careful study here. Don't have a breakthrough. Don't do it. Looks like a breakthrough. Yep, tilt. Alright, we could die here because I pulled the trigger on the Tormod script. If they have bad dredges here, we'll be in a really good spot because we're gonna get to Bojuka Bog them. They have 2 more dredges. 1 more dredge. Haven't hit a Narcomoeba yet. There's a Narcomoeba. They hit a bridge from below. They did not hit a Dread Return. I don't believe. Oh, they hit 2 bridges. Alright, yeah, we're probably dead. You're trying Deathcry or the Verdict deck tonight? No, I think I'm going to play... there was a Ruby Sapphire Sockets deck that had been doing well on the ladder that I want to try. So they're probably going to make 8 power worth of zombies here. They're going to have 10 power in play. So I need to draw, like, my Umezawa's Jite or Stoneforge Mystic. We could actually just cast Batterskull at this point, right? So Batterskull would be a great draw. Knock, knock, knock. Buddy. You having a tough night? I think I'm fetching a Dryad Arbor here. No, you cannot have the weapons. Dad's gonna hide those. Hex on the same in terms of... I would argue that Hex has a little bit more complexity than Magic and has a little bit less variance. Yeah, he's fine. Turn it off for him. Alright, something that gains health here, please. Teaglesworth. Alright, I mean, that trades with Zombie, right? Flame of Teeg. Go ahead and Bog you. I guess... Do I want to hold priority here? I think I want to actually eat one of their things, right? I think I want to just gain 2 health here. Might be relevant. What do you want to watch, bud? Not attacking. I'll trade this Gaddock Teeg here. No, Hex is a little bit cheaper than competitive Magic. Like the tier 1 decks in Hex are usually somewhere between like $50 and $150 depending on what they are. But it has the same sort of market. Unlike a lot of the digital TCG, the digital card games that exist, Hex is actually a trading card game, which is nice. So it has a full buy, sell, trade, secondary market. There's none of that random grinding dust type stuff. Alright, come on, Batterskull. Batterskull. Green Sun Zenith, what do you do? Green Sun Zenith can go get Knight of the Reliquary. It's probably the winner here. Okay. Turn that down a little bit. Oh, we can get Scavenging Ooze? Is Scavenging Ooze better than Knight? I think Knight's actually better here. Like, they're not really dredging anything. And, like, I want my Deathrite Shaman to gain 2 per on each of the creatures in the discard piles, I think. Okay, I think I'd rather get Knight of the Reliquary at this point in the game. Oh, I guess I could run... If I got Scavenging Ooze there, I could, like, run the double block. And then, like, gain 1 with this and gain 2 with this and, like, eat 2 zombies this turn. No attacks. Alright, well, that's the beginning of the end for them. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but we've definitely stabilized at this point. Teeth past the turn. So, Knight's gonna go get... Thespian stage, gonna go get Dark Depths and then kill our opponent. Yep. Set up Merit Liege. Exactly. Exactly. This is our second forest or plains for Knight to tutor away. Well, that one. Have you done any other card games excluding Hex or Magic? Yeah, I've played a bunch of Pokemon TCG. I've streamed a little bit of Eternal card game. I've streamed a little bit of Epic card game. What are some other ones we've played here on stream? We've played a game called Nova Blitz, which is a real-time strategy card game that was kind of interesting. Oh, third, yeah, I had Arbor. Good call. Man, Leonin Arbiter is gonna be the death of me. That card's such a tilt. Such a tilt. So we'll pass the turn here now. And then we'll make a 20/20 at end of turn. And then we'll kill him in 2 through this Narcomoeba. I messed with Gwent or the Elder Scrolls card game. I've played the Elder Scrolls card game a little bit. I haven't played it on stream, but I've played it a good bit on my cell phone. Nothing competitive. I've not touched Gwent because Gwent wouldn't install on Linux for me, so I just didn't screw with it. I've got a written article for that one. Pokemon TCG. Pokescum. Is this an engineered plague matchup? What's the creature type on... What's the creature type on Icarid? Just a horror? No, for the... Yeah, I'm playing on Linux right now. Magic Online is running on VMware. And Hex has a native Linux client. All right, yeah, if it's horror, I don't think I want that. I think that's a little bit too narrow. Click submit. And like, there's only so much time in the day to like do different things. So like, by and large, a lot of my decision points for, hey, am I going to give this game a try? Is this game, one, can I make money playing it? Like, do they have competitive tournaments that are open entry that I can sign up for? And then two, if I can run it on Linux either through a VM or Wine or natively. So if it doesn't run on Linux, then I have to like go through extra effort. And then there's enough card games out there like going through extra effort to try one usually isn't worthwhile. Is this incapable? I feel like it's probably not, right? Like, Stoneforge Mystic is okay in this matchup, but, like, they have Cabal Therapy, so they're just gonna, like, take away whatever I get with it anyways. Like, Swords of Plowshares isn't particularly good. Yeah, I largely stopped playing paper events altogether. It's far easier to be profitable playing events. Like, Hex has $1,000 cash tournaments that I can play from home every weekend, and Magic Online has their challenge events that I can play from home every weekend, too, that you can turn treasure chests into cash, like, fairly easily. Turn them into tickets, then turn them into cash, so it's just, like, far more profitable to, like, spend time playing events from home rather than, like, spending large amounts of money to travel around the country to do it. Alright, mulligan to a Tormod script. Let's go. So we have to go. Hopefully the crypt gives us enough time to knight Bojuka Bog. If they have a good start on the play here, we might not have enough time though. We'll see. Yeah, playing with pants is minus EV2, right? It's like you take, for instance, so like I played the Legacy Challenge today, right? And like I top 8 of the Legacy Challenge, and my total price for top 8ing is going to be something like plus $65, but like that plus $65 takes into account my costs, right? So like the average open weekend would cost me like $150 to get to. So like in order to make $65, in order to make $65 on open weekend, I'd have to top 32 that open. So, like, I have to spend 2 days playing and top 32 that open to make the same amount of money I made just top 8ing this event I played from home. Hey, Crero, I'm glad to have you here tonight. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Always catch me every Sunday here. The VM I'm playing in right now has 8 gigs of RAM. You really need 8 gigs of RAM on the virtual machine for Magic Online, I found. And it has 8 gigs of RAM and two cores. I also have a pretty hefty processor, though, because I use some virtualization stuff for the Linux work that I do, so I have a good quality i7 in here. Have I ever played Hearthstone? I've played a little bit of Hearthstone. Hey! Bayolantes with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I really do appreciate that. Thought you streamed every day. I stream almost every day. My scheduled streams are Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that's 5 days a week. You can check my stream schedule, is linked down below. So I played a little bit of Hearthstone, but again, like, these games are such huge cash sinks to get into. Like, the fact that, like, if I want to buy into a deck in Test Legends or Hearthstone or Eternal, I have to, like, put all this money into the client, and then, like, I can never get that money back out. Whereas, like, if I'm playing Magic, I can, like, buy a Modern deck or buy a Legacy deck and then sell it for 80, 90, 95% of its value, depending on if I'm selling it to a store or another person. Same thing with Hex. I can buy a deck and it's not quite 80 or 90%, usually it's like 50 to 60%, but like it's getting some amount of money back out. I carbon copied the deck list and it did not have that card in it. Very sad that we're losing our Knight of the Reliquaries here. Very sad. And I have used VirtualBox in the past. VMware Player is actually completely free. So that's one of the reasons why I gave that a try. Do they have any dredgers in their bin? They don't actually, right? That's pretty good for us. How do you turn tickets into cash? You can sell. I am so good at Magic the Gathering. I am so good at Magic the Gathering. Just the best. Like, gosh darn greatest. Getting a Plateau here. I'm gonna get Bayou. Sorry, turn tickets into cash. You can sell tickets for cash to sites like MTGO Traders. MTGO Traders usually buy somewhere between 90 and 95 cents per ticket. I think their sale price right now is 93 cents. You're a wizard, Harry. Hopefully they don't have a firestorm here. Be scary. At Hogland, he's so lucky. You have a putrid hip opponent. So we know they have I believe there's a Grave Troll in their hand that we know about. I'm really thinking about tagging my Batterskull here. Hey, Shannon, can you add Chezek Pile to the list of decks to play? Check Pile, sorry. List of decks to play, please. Yep, I will add it onto the list. Fair warning, we do have I've got a bit of a backlog right now. We crossed off Belcher, right? So we'll cross that one off. Card here, Maze of Ith. That's not the worst. Correct, yeah. We could have cast... If we drew a... See, you didn't specify. If we drew a mana-producing land, we could cast Batterskull with the Knight. Unfortunately, Maze of Ith, not a mana-producing land. You gotta be more specific. You gotta request the lands you want. As a general rule of thumb, I'm almost always willing to play tiered Legacy and tiered Modern decks, like Tier 1 decks, but if you're sending something over that's a brew, it either needs to look like it's capable of winning matches, or have a really strong meme game. Like, if the meme game is powerful, I'm in. Alright, so Narcomoeba, there's a Bridge from below in here, a Golgari Thug. Do I want to wipe all this out is the question. I didn't attack because I want to hold this up to get Bojuka Bog, potentially. So, are these cards that my opponent had in their bin worth Bojuka Bogging? Also, just a suffix to that statement. For enough money, I'll play anything. I'm a simple man who will take dollars from people. But... Wiping out a bridge isn't terrible here. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this happen. Black-white tokens is fine. There was a deck list that did really well in one of the Magic Online PTQs. Oh, I had the Maze. Why no attack? That's fair. I guess I kind of want to Maze their thing, like this threatens to attack us. Yeah, for those that are wondering what the people in chat there are talking about, you can attack with the Knight of the Reliquary, and with a stop on your damage step, after damages, or with a stop on your end of combat step, after damage has happened before the end of combat, you can maze your Knight. So this can basically give Knight of the Reliquary pseudo-vigilance. We're flashing back a Faithless Looting here. That's probably fine. Now I'm glad I waited the bog. So opponent still has a Grave Troll in their hand. They didn't add any more bridges to the bin here. They're going to get to Icarid next turn, though. Correct, Ryan. Explain the maze trick again. So you attack with Knight of the Reliquary. You make sure you have a stop inside of your damage or end of combat step, because Maze of Ith says untap an attacking creature, prevent all damage that would be dealt by it. So your creatures that were declared as attackers are still attacking until combat has ended and you enter your second main phase. But if your creature's already dealt combat damage, the fact that you're preventing the damage it's dealing is irrelevant. So basically you let your damage happen and then you use that. So I'm going to get this, and I'm going to fetch the Dryad Arbor here. And with Dryad Arbor alongside Knight of the Reliquary, I can kind of remove my opponent's bridges at will here. Gaddock Teeg. Do I want to put Teaglesworth into play? I kind of don't want to put Teeg into play, right? Because he's going to... There's a Nerd Rage video on YouTube. I don't believe they've uploaded it to YouTube yet. I think I'm just going to pass here. I kind of want to cast this Batterskull, so I'm not going to put Teeg out. Alright, they still haven't found a second bridge, huh? I like Maverick as an archetype. It's okay. It's been a while since I've played a Knight of the Reliquary deck. They're probably flashing back another Faithless Looting here. So I'm fine with them dredging a couple things here. We're probably going to bog them if they double dredge here. Yeah, they hit another bridge and a Narcomoeba here. So, like, in response to these Narcomoeba triggers, I'm just going to go ahead and bog them. Is Manaless Dredge awful? I think it's pretty bad. I think as far as, like, meme deck go, why bog over Crypt? Because using the bog now kind of gives me a little bit of freedom to use Knight of the Reliquary later for, like, more... I can use Knight of the Reliquary more liberally if I go get the Bojuka Bog here. Because, like, Tormod's Crypt I can just, like, always activate, right? The opponent also notably down to 11 cards in their deck. So Narcomoebas are exiled, so they can't come back into play here. Putrid Imp knocked back down to a 1/1. I'm going to go ahead and maze this Icarid. Worth noting, my Knight of the Reliquary is a 6/6 here. The big gal. 2 here. Icarid's gonna bite the big one. We actually played LED Dredge on stream the other day, which again, if you didn't catch that, you can check it out on my YouTube channel now. It was not particularly impressive. There's a reason why we're gonna do the Knight of the Reliquary trick now that we were just talking about for reference. We're gonna go ahead and attack with this. Turns into a 7/7. We're gonna hit my opponent with it. Now after damage happens, okay, so I can just do it during the damage step. So I'm going to maze my Knight now, and you'll see it's going to get the damage prevention shield on it, but my big gal's already dealt damage to my opponent here, so does not really matter that happens. Again, I think I'm just passing the turn here, and don't want to play Sir Teaglesworth out, because I would like to cast this Batter Skull. My opponent dredging this Grave Troll? That seems obscene. There are not a lot of cards left in your deck, opponent. There are 11 cards left in your deck. And in fact, now we can just plow the Narcomoeba and then kill them with the Snyder Reliquary next turn. Hello? Oh, do you want to sit on my lap with the blanket? Or you just need help with the blanket? I did top 8 a 1K with Dredge. That was a long time ago. That was back during the IQ grinding days. That was like circa 2014. Which is a long time ago at this point. How would you like to get plowed, opponent? That's all she wrote. Sweet. Just start 1-0 start here with the Punishing Maverick donation deck list. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight. While I wait for the next match to pop, I'd just like to say, you know, wherever you're in the world, there's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people that could be watching, so thanks for choosing to spend your time here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer, and you can support my content in a couple different ways if you're enjoying it. The first is by hitting that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, the best way you can support me, though, is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there, you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using promo code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of stuff that they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with them. At any rate, we've got match 2 here. And this looks like a pretty good keep here on the play. We've got our choice of turn 1 plays, Mother of Runes, Green Sun, Zenith. Is this the last league for the night? This is the second to last league for the night. We're going to finish this league out, and I think we're going to play... I haven't decided if we're going to play more Modern or more Legacy after this. So my goal is to play 3 leagues tonight, and then play some Hex after to close the stream out. We started a little bit early. The Grand Prix ended early, so I think it's just Mother of Runes on one here. I think it's Plateau Mother of Runes. Just like get my mommy active. Hopefully my opponent doesn't decide to plow my mom next turn. I hate when they plow my mom. Dad's working, buddy. Oh no, are they gonna plow my mom? I specifically asked you, opponent, not to plow my mom. I had one request, and that is that you don't plow my mother. It's just rude. Just rude. Alright, it's a good pickup. Deathrite Shaman. Pass back. Evening, Kyle Knott. Yeah, I think I want to forego the turn 2 Knight Immortal. Like, I already have the 3rd land in my hand, so, like, I think I'd rather just, like, play a little bit slower. I guess the way I've fetched my mana here means I can't use this to eat this, which kind of sucks. Like, if they have a Snapcaster Mage, they're going to snap plow my Knight of the Reliquary. See if they've got a counterspell here. Yep, actual factual counterspell. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack for 1 here. There's like a non-zero chance they could have like a Monastery Mentor, but outside of Monastery Mentor, I don't really want to hold up Plow. Oh, don't back to basics me. Don't back to basics me. Don't back to basics me. Oh, we're just snap plowing my deal. Deal. Call. I think we're just gonna fetch up Sir Teaglesworth next turn. I think that's the line. My Kithkin advisor. He don't be hating now. Yeah, like Maverick's like the only deck that you get to play Deathrite Shaman, right? Like, oh geez. We just Forced my green sun Zenith. Alright, yep. Brainstorm, yep. This is definitely a matchup where the second Teeg's going to come in out of the sideboard. Turning their Terminuses and Supreme Verdicts and Jace the Mind Sculptors off is good. Why is this deck called Maverick? Because Legacy decks have weird names. It's definitely a matchup where some of these plows come out. Probably all of them, actually. We just, like, kill the random creatures with Punishing Fire. Please crack your fetch. Please crack your fetch. Still. Am I just plowing this? They really don't have better plow targets, right? I don't know. Tin Fins is a pretty stupid name. Spanish, there's a lot of Legacy decks with dumb names, okay? Let's not start the which Legacy deck has the worst name, because the answer is most of them, okay? The answer is most of them. Spanish Inquisition. It could be spooky, you're not wrong. Elves is a pretty dumb name. Cellar Breakfast. Yeah, see, just like all of them just have real awkward ones. All right, here's my bird wizard. There are many bird wizards. This one is mine. And you get snap counterspelled here. Belcher's descriptive at least, right? Opponent retapping their mana because they tapped their mana wrong. It's like Cheerios. God, there's so many. Like, this is accessible and easy to understand. Alright, so we're in a bad spot, chat. Ooh. I know this doesn't look like much, but this is a 1-1. What are my options if Hex Primal is out of a card? The in-game auction house. You can buy Platinum from Hexent directly, and there's an in-game auction house where you can search for cards and buy them. Here, Tick. I guess I could have cracked the Canopy, that's true. Alright, so this is definitely a Pithing Needle, Gaddock Teeg, Phyrexian Revoker, this. Probably Canonist, definitely a Choke. God, we have so many cards for this matchup. Probably because this matchup is bad for us. Is this an Umezawa's GTA matchup? It might be. Not a Mindcensor matchup. I don't think this is an E-Tutor matchup. It's not a Tormod Script matchup. You don't want Tormod Script to answer Snapcaster Mages. Rex Sage kills back to basics. I have a Qasali Pridemage. I don't think I want two things for back to base. I think just the Pridemage is fine. Like trimming the mana creatures is fine. You don't want to flood too much in a matchup like this. Yeah, I think I like this. All these cards are cards I don't want to play, and all these cards are cards I want. It's just pretty easy in, easy out once I thought about it a little bit. You just cut the bad cards and bring in the good cards. Sideboarding's easy. Sideboarding's especially easy with decks like this. Sideboarding is a little bit more nuanced when you're playing like kind of an intricate combo deck and you're like not sure like how many of a given combo piece can I cut, etc. This hand looks great. Like, thing you probably want to kill, thing you probably want to counter, thing you probably want to counter. No, I think Karakas is fine. Karakas protects our Gaddock Teeg from Swords to Plowshares. Hey, regular size Jesse. Let's see some SI as the last league so I can watch at the YouTube video tomorrow morning. See? People understands. Dollars talk. Alright, yep, SI. I love me some SI. SI is the third league of the night. Might be a little ambitious, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. See if they left in Spell Pierce. They probably didn't. Maze of Ith is okay. I guess Cutting Maze is fine. Alright, they drew a Miracle. Please play Cantrip. I don't think I want to run Choke into a counterspell here. I'm falling further behind on donation leagues, right? Normally I just, like, pay health pretty aggressively against the deck my opponent's playing, but, like, I honestly don't really want any of those cards I just bottomed there. Or just put back on top so I can shuffle them away. Probably want to Bayou here. I think we're just going to go ahead and Green Sun Zenith. Go grab Sir Teaglesworth here. Mother is so terrible you can't F6 right. Just like, in terms of strict Magic Online value, we definitely... Wow, there's Force in their deck still. Okay, interesting. Can't auto-pass Mother of Rune's unplayable. Now! And Mother of Runes has been met with a Terminus. They revealed the Terminus and then didn't cast it? Okay. How does it feel to be in Legacy? Look, we play Legacy without blue mana all the time. I top baited the Legacy Challenge today without blue mana, thank you very much. Top baited the Legacy Challenge without blue mana. God, that's so put on top. I'm gonna pay to keep this one. The Wasteland at this point, I think. I played Mono Red Sneak Attack in the challenge. Big red nonsense, as we like to call it in the biz. Hey, look, that land gets choked and wastelanded. Petal makes blue mana, that's true. And we do often make blue mana with it, because blue mana, best mana. One of these back. Wasted opponent. See?
It's not.
Okay. Alright, I think we're gonna start getting in here with one of my moms. This is my second favorite mom, because my favorite mom is right next. Sounds good. Darn opponents and their continual holding up counter spells. Hopefully they tap out to counter this. We should like to windmill this choke. Still, I'm not committing the Knight of the Reliquary to the board because this Deathrite plus this Mother of Runes I think are a fast enough clock to like make my opponent need to sweep. Let's bring in the Reclamation Sage just in case they're the back to basics. Got the Maze of Ith. My son went upstairs, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the light back on. Oh man, I got pretzels and peanut butter here at my desk. What a delight. Water bottles down here somewhere too. Evening snack. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday, had a great weekend. Great holiday weekend if you're in the United States. I know had a great time here. You're on the draw here, which is fine. Yeah, sounds great, right? Turn 1, Deathrite. Turn 2. Maverick, that's true. This is a really little thing, but worth noting that when we're fetching dual lands, our Wooded Foothills we want to prioritize fetching with those because this Windswept Heath can fetch basic plains or basic forest, whereas this can only fetch basic forest, so this has more variety later potentially. In fact, speaking of variety, I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch a basic forest here just to like play around back to basics a little bit. This could potentially run into a counterspell, but like we're going to hit by a counterspell at some point anyway. It's not like we can wait to draw Thoughtseize or something like that. Those aren't in our deck. I don't believe any of them are doing anything for Cyber Monday. I'm actually not sure offhand. I probably should find that out. Go ahead. Grab our basic planes. Cast our mom. Wait, there's no basic planes in this deck? Man. Now I look like a real dumb stupid. I just did this talk about how I was like smart and thin, waiting to fetch the basic planes. There's no basic planes in my deck. What a tilt. Look, I just assumed my green-white deck had a basic plains in it, okay? I'm a filthy net decking shill. For those that don't understand what's going on right now, we're getting Terminus. Or they're just predicting, one of the two. We're probably getting Terminus, though. They fetched before they brainstormed. Yep. Before this Terminus resolves, I'm going to go ahead and eat their counterspell here so they don't have that for later to snap back. And 1 mana Wrath I got is really good. Playing a Green Sun for a Teeg here. Wouldn't be too surprised if Teeg decides to become a farmer. I guess an advisor likes to become a farmer. He's not super consistent. Alright. Opponent's kind of running out of gas here. I'm glad we had a donation for Spanish Inquisition tonight. If you haven't seen the Spanish Inquisition before, You're going to be in for a real treat. Come on, choke. Choke. Nope. Spanish Inquisition is a delight. Kill this with fire, attack them with Teeg. This is my Kithkin advisor. He recommends you do not cast Chase the Mind Sculptor. That was a alternate arch Snapcaster Mage. Oh no! The council's not very happy with Teeg these days. Counterbalance, okay. Rest in peace. Good combo with Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Alright, Deathrite Shaman. 13 turns, let's go. Alright. Call that a redraw in the biz. Alright. Oh, you know what? I should stage one of their basics, right? No, I don't think I want to stage that. I'm not from the market to cycle my stage. Maybe. Alright, Green Sun Zenith. I probably want to cast this for like X's 4, right? Like some amount that they're unlikely to be able to counterbalance. Watch them flip over Force of Will. I'll just slide out of my chair. Oh, I have a Reclamation Sage, right? Do that one. Rest in peace. And again, I didn't do X's 3 there, even though I knew I was getting a 3 drop, because they have 4 drops in their deck, and they likely don't have a lot of... Yep. Yep. Hey, look at that. That might not look like much, but that's a Dryad Arbor right there. That Wooded Foothills about to kill our opponent. Yep. Hopefully we can draw Punishing Fire here to kill this Jace. Yep, 10 out of 10 staging the Arbor. Fetch Dryad Arbor, Thespian Sage Dryad Arbor. That was a good one. But they didn't put a 2 on top of their deck. Saying there's a chance. There's no 2 on top of their deck. Alright, Jace down. Jace down, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Scavenging Ooze. Just keep swinging, swinging, swinging. Yes, you should have For those commenting, yes, my opponent should have plowed the Thespian Sage as opposed to the actual Dryad Arbor. I concur. What if they have a Terminus on top? Yep. I'm gonna take their Ponder too. That way they can't trip a Snapcaster Mage later. No, Stage requires to tap to activate it. I could have like been not attacking with it to save it, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I can just like not overextend into a verdict. Rebind Punishing Fire requires my opponent to gain health, and they haven't gained health. I haven't been able to see you live lately, but watch on YouTube still. Deep Ryan, 42 with the 5-month free subscription. Thank you. I appreciate the YouTube support. I'm glad you're able to get in watching on YouTube. Always good to hear that people appreciate that. So opponent gives me the good pure 2-for-1 here on the Swords of Plowshares. So thanks, I guess. They shuffled away this Volcanic Island. Yeah, I definitely feel like my opponent had different lines to mostly lock us out of this game, and they've given us a pretty good avenue to like really be in it. Like my opponent definitely could have played around us hitting the plow to kill their things. So it's going to be a snap plow on my mom. Please don't plow my mom, opponent. Well, opponent's deck plays back to basics, so having access to more basic lands lets them play more Magic while there's a back to basics out. Opponent living up to their screen name. Alright. The thing. Maybe. Maybe it's a thing. Okay. Yep. Saying there's a chance. And by that I mean this is gonna get counterspelled. Nope. Alright. I get Council Judgment. It might be right to be conservative and play this with 3 up. Just stone cold nothing on the other side of the table. God bless. God bless. Right? I think we're in the driver's seat now, huh? Every hit with this is an extra card drawn with Sylvan Library. That's so good. That's so good. Huh. I'm just gonna let this happen because the voting doesn't start until this card resolves. Yeah, so they're voting for the Battle Scroll. I could bounce the Battle Scroll in response to that, but then they just get to kill my Sylvan Library. I think I'd rather have the Sylvan Library than the Battle Skull. That could be an incorrect assessment, but I think the library is better than the Battle Skull here. No, I don't think it's probably not worth wastelanding my opponent. I've not done it. Alright, well. Mind Sculptor. Things I don't want you to activate. Ace the Mind Sculptor. Matt Hoey playing Teamer Energy won the standard tournament yesterday. Teamer won a tournament. Surprise. Tilt. Put that on top and a pay to keep one of these. This. And like, if this Mother of Runes gets to a point where it's no longer summoning sick, this is like the soft lock, right? Like, can't plow my guy, can't Supreme Verdict or Hermanus my guys. Okie doke, sweet. 2-0 with punishing Maverick so far. Not bad. Beat Dredge, beat Blue White Miracles. Slow and steady. Thank you everyone that's hanging out here tonight. We got almost 800 people. Great crowd. I stream every Sunday evening here on this channel. Usually I kick off shortly after the Grand Prix finishes. Want to ask you a question in chat that I missed? Hey, Joni Guru. Nope. I actually own a bunch of unhinged lands in basic. In paper. Casual Jeff liked unhinged lands, so he had a bunch of them. It's fine. Turn 1 Deathrite, turn 2 Knight, maybe turn 2 Teeg if they're playing a combo deck. Oh, this is Highs. This is one of my buddies. He usually plays Mono Red Sneak Attack. Means we're gonna fetch a basic forest here. The days definitely start to blur when you're on a holiday weekend. Alright, so it looks like he's playing the Ensnaring Bridge version, which is Teeg is slightly less good against, but still fine. They have Fiery Confluence and Chandras. Beating Blood Moon. Blood Moon's actually be pretty bad for us here. Just Chalice for 1. Yep, we can beat that one for now. That's interesting. So do I want a Green Sun? Do I want a Green Sun before I Teeg? I don't think I do. I guess I could Green Sun and get a Birds of Paradise. That's close. Because, like, Teeg's going to turn off my X spells as well. He's symmetrical. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to play this and then attack for 1 here. Yeah, getting Arbor doesn't really do anything, though. I think I'd rather save this for in case they kill the Teeg. But I guess, like, if that's the case, yeah, maybe that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Chalice means we can't Green Sun for Dryad Arbor. Yep, here's the one we can't beat. I have 1 Qasali Pridemage in my main deck, and I've got Deathrite Shamans and Punishing Fires. We have a Rex Sage in the board. And again, this Green Sun Zenith isn't castable while Seaglesworth is in play. Alright, I mean, that's fire. Play lands. Assuming I am playing lands, even though it's a little worse, do you think Ground Seal, Sidon versus Deathrite Shaman and Surgical is okay? I'm not sure. I would definitely, that's a deck list that I'd be willing to put into the queue. But I'm not sure on sideboarding strategy with it. I feel like if it's something Jody, Keefe, or Jarvis you haven't done before, it's probably too cute, but usually, like, again, unless I have, like, a reasonable amount of experience with a deck, I like to defer to my experts. Hi is commenting in chat that I know what's up, and we should probably just go to the next game. Alright, so Enlightened Tutor, Pithing Needle, Phyrexian Revoker, Reclamation Sage. Turning off their Chandras is good. The extra Teeg is fine. Censor doesn't do much. Batterskull might, if people think the stream, I love to see the content, but Lord, I've had too many high leafs. I don't know what that means. Is Null Rod good enough? Yeah, I guess this is a Null Rod matchup, huh? Swords to Plowshares probably isn't very good. Mother of Runes is probably fine. This probably isn't a Stoneforge Mystic Batterskull matchup, right? I guess GT's probably okay, because we could put GT on a Noble Hierarch and, like, get it with Exalted. That's probably not unrealistic. I guess the Sylvan Library is fine too. Maybe I don't want some of these lands. Maze of Ith probably doesn't do much. I guess I don't really want this Null Rod. I think their only artifact is Chrome Mox, I'm pretty sure. Let's do this. I guess they have Lotus Petal too, but, like, it's really slow. They play K-Return, Mama's kind of meh. They play Fiery Confluence too, though, so... Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable, right? We've got Basic Forest, Deathrite on one, and we've got Reclamation Sage and Teeg. Don't turn one Blood Moon me, dog. GTA's fine. I think GTA's Zero Power Guy, Exalted Troops are real line. I guess Chalice is bad for us too. I guess we have Rex Sage for the Chalice. No, there's no Basic Forest in this deck, or Basic Plains in this deck for some reason. I think Punishing Maverick is better than lands. Based on results, no. We're playing this this Maverick deck tonight because of it's a donation deck list. Sweet. Opponent doesn't have another land, so we're gonna get to Phyrexian Revoker this Chrome Mox. You weren't using that one, were you? Great. Please suggest my opponent get wrecked. All the hateful troops coming together here. Next turn we'll get to play Teeg, Deathrite, Mother of Runes. But I just want to play Teeg, Stoneforge Mystic. Let's just get all our dorks together. Getting the Deathrite out is good because it means if they Blood Moon us next turn, we can have Colored Mana still. This is a Hate Bears deck. They can't Fiery Confluence. We have Gaddock Teeg. Gaddock Teeg says no Fiery Confluence for you. Leave Mother of Runes back here to protect our dorks. It's on a different clock, is it? Gonna be 7. Yeah, they're dead next turn even if we don't attack with this. One that has Moxes, Bobs, and Chalices. Unsure. And again, unlike, there's a lot of people that play Magic that just that make stuff up and speak like they have authority on things they're not familiar with. I'm not gonna lie to you here. I haven't played enough with this Punishing Maverick deck. I play a lot of Legacy, but I haven't played enough with this Punishing Maverick deck, or I drew 3 Chrome Boxes in a row. GG's, that's brutal. That's brutal. Alright, well, we're 3-0 with the punishing Maverick deck here. Pretty quick and easy 3-0 as far as interactive decks are concerned. Heading on into the fourth match here, hopefully. I know the last time I played the Chalice of the Void, Mox Diamond, Dark Confidant, like that Loam deck, I really wasn't impressed with it. It felt like it felt pretty mediocre. After we finish the league with this deck, we had a donation earlier tonight to play some Spanish Inquisition. If you've never seen Spanish Inquisition before, let me tell you, you are in for a real treat. Hopefully we continue running hot through the Spanish Inquisition League, because the Spanish Inquisition is the deck, if you're going to win die rolls and run hot with, the deck that you want to do it with. Spanish Inquisition is the highest turn 1 kill you rate in Legacy. Involves some Charbelchers and some Tendrils of Agony and all sorts of goodness. I have my Spanish Inquisition list updated here. Good deal. I was happy with this build. I think I was happy with this build. Good. Alright, anyways, back to the Fair Magic for the time being. Got two more matches of Fair Magic. Remember, if you didn't get to watch all of tonight's stream, we've been streaming for about almost 3 hours, so we're going to be streaming for a few more hours here tonight. Check out my YouTube channel. It's linked down in the stream information below. All my things get archived there. You find lots of... Jeff, can you link the queue? I lost my bookmark. Yep. And again, remember, the deck list, the donation archive is kind of a we get to it as we get to it type thing. And being the member of the democracy that I am, I allow people to pay extra to skip to the front of the line. So we played one off the regular queue there tonight, but we had 2 people pay to cut to the front of the line. So, you know, money talks. Yeah, there's a ton of Spanish Inquisition on YouTube. It's definitely like one of my favorite decks of Legacy right now. It's so much fun. Yeah, but I've watched them all, yep. Opponent playing Grixis Delver, maybe? Don't Gate Command me. Don't do it. Pyromancer Bolt me. Yep. Alright, don't daze me, bro. Wonder if I was supposed to lead on Mom there. Dear opponent, please do not daze me. I guess this gives them the opportunity to eat my Punishing Fire with Deathrite Shaman, so maybe that's loose. Maybe that's wrong. Spanish Inquisition is a green-black Storm deck that has the highest turn 1 kill rate in Legacy. It's like if traditional Storm and Goblin Charbelcher made sweet love together, and then the result of the sweet love, there was this horrible abomination born called Spanish Inquisition. Great, get to play Mom, get to play Birds of Paradise. It's a lot of fun to play. I assume it's a lot of fun to watch. I enjoy playing it a good deal. I'm not sure if we're going to get 100% the NRG data from this first event. I think we're going to start that with the CTs next year. Okay, land is good. That means I get to play this Night of the Reliquary around a days. So they've already used 2 bolts here. Opponent draining us with their Grim Lavamancer Birds of Paradise split card. Ponder off our Underground Siege so they can find a bolt and kill my knight, I assume, here. No attacks, alright, deal. Umezawa's Jite. Well, that's excellent, right? Unfortunate. Force pitching Ponder. And crack this fetch land. And then remember, your Knight of the Reliquary, gives you the ability to kind of make an additional mana, so my Knight can sacrifice this land that's tapped and go fetch us a land that's going to be untapped here, so I'm going to cast this other Knight of the Reliquary. It's Crib Lavamancer plus birds. Yep. Yeah, Mappamonte and I have been contracted by Nerd Rage to commentate their CTs through the first half of the year at the very least, and then we're going to reassess after that. What is Check Pile? Check Pile is 4-color control in Legacy. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a fetch land here so I can kind of grow my knights a little bit. And then next turn, we'll probably start getting Wastelands and waste my opponent out of the game. They pitched a Ponder to this Force, so I'm not really afraid of Daze at this point. I feel like if they had a Daze, we have enough lands that they were going to pitch that to the Force, so I think playing into Daze there is fine. You still be commenting on the Clash. Well, I think you mean the bashes, the hex whatnots. They have a K command here or something? Getting their Pyromancer back, okay. It makes their knights pretty large here. They don't have any cards in hand, so we need to draw any action if they're going to have it. We don't have anything official worked out with Hex as far as commentary goes. It was alright. We had a couple of small technical things that I wished could have gone a little bit better, but overall I was pretty happy with what we did. I'm going to go ahead and attack with this Knight of the Reliquary here. My Maze hasn't been dead yet, right? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attack with this. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm actually going to leave that. I'm going to knight this one. I'm going to do the Knight of the Reliquary trick here with the Maze of Ith. Actually, am I supposed to set up stage depths? They can't beat a 2020, right? I should have just set up stage depths here, right? And this is just my inexperience with this deck list. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a fetch land here for now. No, they don't have Diabolic Edict game 1. This is game 1. Yeah, so next turn I should have just used both my knights to go fetch stage depths here and just comboed them. Those are pretty big. Oh, and then I should have gotten. Oh god, am I getting lightning bolted? No. They might be able to kill me from 11 is the thing. Yeah, Merit Liege is indestructible, just for reference. There's a Wasteland. Yep. Another Pyromancer. Alright, well. I guess I'm doing this. Because they tap their Wasteland. Gonna Bayou here. Draw. Am I dead if I make a Merit Liege here? They'll drain me. They'd go drain me, and then attack with these. So I'd be dead to a lightning bolt. I think I'm okay being dead to bolt, right? Who's not okay being dead to bolt? I could just play the Batterskull. Can they beat the Batterskull? They probably can't beat the Batterskull, right? No, I wouldn't be dead to another K command because they can't activate the Deathrite Shaman and use the K command. Not dead to Snapcaster Mage. Being dead requires them to activate Deathrite Shaman, activate Deathrite Shaman. They've already played 2 bolts, right? Yeah, they've already played 2 bolts. I feel like I'm just supposed to put lethal on the board. The problem is if I wait, they can Wasteland me off of it. Okay, command beats the Batterskull, sure. They're not very likely to have 2 K commands. Yeah, I'm just gonna go get my 2020. No, because they have there's literally a Wasteland in play, folks. Literally a Wasteland on the table. So stage targets Dark Depths. You choose to keep the stage copy, so now it has no counters on it. Yeah, so they're gonna get to drain me to 6 here, and then they can drain me to 4, and then attack with 2 Pyromancers. I block 1 and go to 2, and then Bolt kills me. So we're dead to Bolt. Fortunately, I've read books like this before, and this is punishment, right? Like if they hit the Bolt, they look lucky, but really, like I should have just I messed this game up. I could have made a Merit Liege a turn sooner, and I realized that like halfway through the turn cycle that I could have made a Merit Liege a turn sooner. And so if I make the Merit Liege a turn sooner, my opponent doesn't have a chance to draw the 3rd Lightning Bolt and kill us there. So it looks like my opponent got a little bit lucky, but I could have taken a line that played around their ability to win that game. And like a lot of people that play Magic that are really mediocre Magic players, it's really easy to focus on the things that your opponent did. It's really easy to look at that game and go, you know, my opponent's really lucky. They hit their 3rd Lightning Bolt. There's nothing I could do. But like the reality of the situation was I should have sequenced my plays differently than I did. And I wouldn't have given them the out of having that 3rd Lightning Bolt. Think I want anything else? I think it's just the chokes in and the Mindcensor and the Pridemage out. Yeah, both lines lost to something. No, I still couldn't have comboed that turn. Then I wouldn't have had 2 forests to go get. I feel like this Gaddock Teeg's not doing a whole lot, but I'm not sure I want anything else in my board more than the Gaddock Teeg. I guess like 1 E-Tutor might be fine. Do that. It's Batterskull and GTA. The Batterskull line would have been soft to another Culligan's command, but like sometimes they play 2 in the main. I guess a lot of times they don't. I think it's fine, right? I go fetch Forest, Green Sun for Dryad Arbor. And like the thing about the Batterskull line is it probably wins us the game eventually, but it doesn't win us the game the following turn. So like the Bolt plays a little bit more risky, but I think the fact that like it guaranteed wins the game the following turn makes it worthwhile. I'm just gonna jam this choke here on 2. I don't have another land that produces mana, so like I'm not going to be able to play around a Daze in the future, so let's just like do this now while they have the least amount of chance to have it. They left multiple forces in their deck, okay? They forced pitching a force. Grim Lavamancer, any of my removal spells. That's unfortunate. Do this. They didn't daze this last turn, so... I didn't have a third source. I had Karakas, Grove of the Burnwillows, and 2 Plain/Forest. The actual answer is that I should have done it a turn sooner. Once I had fucked up, I just had to put myself dead to a third bolt. Well, I could have attacked and then untapped it. Sure. We have a Deathrite Shaman or Cabal Therapy here. Feels like Deathrite. Surgically extract my Wooded Foothills. Man, people really overboard this card. This is not a surgical extraction matchup. I guess maybe they think I have life from the loam. I guess that's a fair assessment. They think I have life from the loam boarding and some surgicals is fine. Yeah, like, it's fine using the surgical here. I'm just commenting on the fact that in general, I don't think surgical extraction is a good card for bringing in against Maverick. I think, oh, punishing fire. Okay, I guess that's fair. Now we're super dead. I'm just gonna get Grixis Delvert out of the game. You're not taking me off my white source? Feels weird to not take me off the white source there. Go ahead and eat this now, so when my Scavenging Ooze gets out of from Lavamancer range. Not true, they have True Nemesis and Deathrite Shaman. And Wasteland. A completely reasonable and beatable line from my opponent. And we're so dead. I guess maybe we could just kill them with the Scavenging Ooze. I think I'm gonna play this Mother of Runes just like the explicit intent of like tying up the mana on their Grim Lavamancer. There's a non-zero chance that Scooge just like goes the distance, right? Right. Makes playing the Mother out aggressively feel a little bit bad. Because I wanted to activate my Scavenging Ooze because I'm killing them with my Scavenging Ooze. I didn't maze my Scavenging Ooze that time because I want to maze their Delver when it flips. Yep. Nope. Alright. Scavenging Ooze is not good at racing. Pyromancer. Just all the blockers. I mean, if they waste us off a mana producing land, how do I cast Jite? Ripping stage here would be great. That Batterskull, though. I think I'm green sunning for Deathrite Shaman here. Feels like green sun for Deathrite. They could just be like so afraid of the combo that they want to save the Wasteland potentially to interact with that. Although I guess this Deathrite doesn't actually drain them, right? Because I don't have black mana. Look, we've got 4 lands. We're really close to casting this 5-mana spell, right? Four lands, always close to casting a 5-mana spell when you have 4 lands. Possible I should have eaten some cards out of my opponent's discard pile a little more aggressively here. They have Gurmag Angler they could cast it this turn. That being said, they had main deck Call Against Command, so they might be on my list with... It's gross. Fine, I couldn't cast this card anyways, opponent. Joke's on you. There's one more choke in our deck, yep. I assume we're going to see a jump block from this token here. I'm going to eat Wastelanding my Plateau, sure. Odd timing on that. Eat their Brainstorm out of their discard pile here, just like, again, try and keep them off of having enough cards in their discard pile to play a... What I'm searching for. Play a Delve Threat. We're okay. We're not in a terrible spot. Like, we can take the Pyromancer off the table. The Scavenging Ooze is still... Alright, we're dead. Good chat. Good chat, squad. Good chat. I feel like there wasn't a whole lot we could do this game, but again, that first game, I definitely could have put myself in a better position to win. And I think one of the things people do a little bit too often in TCGs is they focus all of their attention on, like, games like this. It's like, whenever one of my friends comes over after a match and is like, you know, I lost this match and there was nothing I could do about it. Game 3, I just flooded or screwed. And it's like, well, what happened in the other game that you lost? Because, like, the matches are best of 3, so it's not just like you got flooded or screwed in game 3 and that's all you got to do. Like, you're telling me you played every assuming you played that game perfectly, you played every action in the other game you lost perfectly as well. Gonna you wait for one more land in Green Sun for a night and get stage? It's X+1, so getting a 3-drop costs 2 more mana. Dark Depths and Maze of Ith don't make mana on their own. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, we missed it. Really just was an option to, like, have it auto join the queue for you. Yes, please join the match. I will be right back. I mean, like, most of these like fair kind of value stuff decks just seem underwhelming, right? If they don't involve Delver of Secrets. Sure, yeah, but the genuine matches where, like, there was nothing you could do 2 games in a row are, like, few and far between compared to the matches where, like, you punted something somewhere and gave your opponent an extra percentage point you didn't have to give them, and then they got lucky using that percentage point that you didn't necessarily have to give them. Sounds very good, right? We get to go Deathrite on 1 into either Knight on 2 or Scavenging Ooze Wasteland you on 2. Yes, the old Deathrite Shaman here. And again, it depends on, like, what your goal is as a Magic player when you're playing. Like, if your goal is to become a better Magic player, you're not helping yourself by writing off your losses as random variants. You're just, like, hindering yourself from getting better and growing. If your goal is to just, like, bullshit and relax and have a good time and, like, take your mind off of things, sure. If it makes you feel smarter to blame getting unlucky, it's definitely, it feels good to say things aren't your fault when they are. I found in general, like, TCGs often tend to attract, like, this personality that, like, they're just, like, looking for a scapegoat in a release, and, like, that's fine. Like, not everyone has the goal of, like, being the best they can be and, like, getting every percentage point out. Like, when I play TCGs, I kind of like to look at them as, like, this puzzle, right? And my goal when I'm doing a puzzle is to solve it efficiently. And if I gave my opponent extra percentage points, I wasn't efficient in my solving of the puzzle and that go through. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that's especially in a format like Modern. I think people write off Modern as being like this skillless, brain dead format a lot of the time because of like some of the autopilot type decks that exist. And the reality of the situation is deck registration and how you sideboard are very important skills in a TCG. And if you've assembled your deck in a particular way that you're not able to leverage certain things, like that's a mistake. You misbuilt your deck and are losing because of it. So Lotus Petal, Preordained, could be Sneak and Show, could be Storm. They didn't do anything with that. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Scavenging Ooze out and pass the turn here. If my opponent is playing Sneak and Show, I want to Knight for Karakas potentially on the next turn. Hey, Celtic61 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. Subscriptions, as always, best way you can support my content here. So welcome. If you are a new subscriber, make sure you check out the subs-only Discord server that we have. They could potentially think we're playing like a Thalia deck. So like if there's Storm, playing the Petal out in advance makes sense if you're trying to play around a Thalia potentially. Maverick decks, historically speaking, have played cards like Thalia. Second basic island should mean Sneak and Show. So that means I want to just fetch Karakas up here with the Snight of the Reliquary. Yeah, we could also be a Chalice deck. Everything we've played so far is in the 4-color Loam deck, which is a Chalice deck. That deck plays a singleton Deathrite Shaman usually. I suppose I could just get a Thespian stage here, right? We're a combo deck too. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because if we need the Karakas next turn, we can just fetch for it. And like, this way if we don't need to Karakas this turn, we just like, go get Dark Depths and then kill them on our next turn. Yeah, if we didn't have a combo in our deck, I think I would go get the Maze of Ith, but I think because I have a combo here, I'm just going to go ahead and try and kill them if they're not going to kill us. Please don't have Omniscience. Please don't have Omniscience. Alright, Grizzly Bees, sure. Yep. Need 7 cards. Yep, on the opponent's end step. And because I have this, I could actually, this is another forest. So I'm going to get to make a 20/20 at their end step and then go get a Karakas with this and bounce this Griselbrand so I can't block my 20/20. So unless they hit Show and Tell, Omniscience, Emrakul, we should be good here. What's going on, Looney Bob? Yep. We're going to play some Spanish Inquisition after this league and then close the night out with some Hex Shards of Fate. So got we're 3-1 in this league. This is the first game of the 5th match. So we've got like 4.5 more matches or 5.5 more matches of Magic and then a little bit of Hex before we call it an evening. They potentially have some cantrips here. I think they already played a land for the turn, right? Spanish Inquisition is a green-black Storm deck. How did Modern Belcher go? 1 and 3, about as expected. No one was surprised, to say the least. I've also got them dead just like a couple different ways here, right? Discarding some cards here. So we'll this. I'll go get my Karakas and bounce this and then attack them. Maze of Ith, funnily enough, is also lethal here. Because it lets us maze whichever creature they block. Yep, plays the 8, triple black, draw 4s. A lot of fun. A lot of videos of it on my YouTube channel already. It's definitely my favorite Legacy deck right now. Opponent commenting that they had the force for the night and they should have pulled the trigger on it. Definitely. So these out. These out. Needle in. Tutors in. Teeg in. Phyrexian Revoker in. Reclamation Sage in. Canonist in? Yeah, probably Sylvan Library. GTA's not very good. Canonist stops them from comboing with Omniscience the turn they play it, so it's probably fine. I'm happy with all of my lands, so it's just gonna be like 7 pieces of removal plus GTA out. Do I want choke in this matchup? That's good enough. I guess I get to pressure their health total, or pressure their mana base nicely with Wastelands. Even Mindcensor isn't particularly good. I think Batterskull is fine. I guess Scavenging Ooze doesn't really do anything, right? Let's give this a try. Feels. See how it feels all over my body. All of the opponent's creatures have flying. Just for reference. It's a pretty easy mulligan here. And Teeg's not like amazing in this matchup, but he's fine. Knight of the Reliquary is pretty good. Bottom of Stoneforge Mystic, I don't think I'm really looking for that at this point. I guess Blood Moon's a thing I have to think about too. Here's hoping they're just putting Emrakul into play. They just put Emrakul into play, or we're just getting turn 1 Blood Moon. Alright, well, we tried. Speaking as someone who's done this to a lot of decks, you know? Eh. We have 1 basic forest in our deck. Oh, I'm dumb. I should have played this, right? And started attacking. Should have put my 1/1 mountain on the table. That was my clock. Hunted. Or 2 points higher than they should be. Watch them die. Watch them win the game at 2 life. Grrr. Sneak and show. It's like a bad version of Mono Red Sneak Attack. Through the breach. Sneak attack, sure. They don't have any monsters because they could have left a red up there. All of my lands produce better. You're not wrong. You draw a big scary? Get like a backup Blood Moon. We draw like Phyrexian Revoker or Pithing Needle too. Knock the sneak attack out. We don't have a basic planes in our deck. We're just that good at Magic. Stuff. Before anyone says you're not dead yet, shut up, I am. This is 10 out of 10, the most interactive format Magic has to offer. Hard and fast agree. OP might break through their attack step, right? Love to play first. This doesn't do anything, right? His hand is terrible. It's got the only equipment inside of it. Opponent kept 7, good stuff. I'm gonna bottom that. Sun for my 1/1 here. I play at my local modern IQ. Pick the most degenerate deck you enjoy playing and sleeve it up. This 5 isn't terrible. We're 3-1 in this league. This is game 3 of this 3rd match. If we had a land here, we're in a good spot. Mana producing land. I think all of these decks are kind of mediocre. I actually think the Grishelbrand deck might secretly be great, just for what it's worth. I'm gonna play this as opposed to the Gaddock Teeg, I think. It's like slows down the early turns. Forced my Canonist, okay. I don't believe 4 Honor runs on Linux, so probably a lot, because I'd have to take 2 days out of my life to set up a Windows computer. What's your pick for deck of the year for all that you've played on stream? Spanish Inquisition is 10 out of 10. My favorite Magic deck overall right now, so I'm excited to get to... Had someone bump that to the top of the donation queue this evening, so I'm excited to storm some nerds out with that. MTGO isn't a video game, so it runs on a Windows virtual machine. Actual video games you can't run on a virtual machine. Alright, I mean, we've him to Torak them twice, so we've got that going for us. Please show and tell in an Emrakul so I can put in this night. Magic's fun. Hex runs on Linux. OBS runs on Linux. My software IDs that I do work stuff in run on Linux. Do I think Spanish Inquisition is the best deck in Legacy? Nope. Not even a lot. I think it's the memeiest deck in Legacy, so I enjoy it. Hey, they could brick here. Oh, they went top. Alright, we're dead. We dead? Probably dead. This is a 1/1 non-basic Dryad Mountain. How that interacts with Blood Moon. Alright, yeah, I'm done. We 3-2'd. Good run. Let's play some Spanish Inquisition, ladies and germs. Thank you for saving us those turns. Thank you for the cheers, Immortal. Now, if you've never seen the Inquisition deck before, you're in for a delight. This is my favorite deck in Magic right now. Love every minute of it. Win, lose, it's a blast. Take some cards from MTGO traders here. No, this is pretty close to what I ran last time. I was pretty happy with that that configuration. No, Hex by and large has good game design. They have a pretty heavy-handed. They manage their ban list nicely when things aren't fun, and their card designers believe that people losing before they get to play a game is not fun. It's weird. Really strange. Yeah, Skullwinder is basically Eternal Witness for 1 green. I don't think I've killed with the Tomb yet. That's a good question. I should probably keep track of that. I don't think we've actually killed with it yet. Every time I've tombed someone, they've drawn 2 Delvers and flipped both of them and then lightning bolted me and made me sad. They'll do what's right there before long, I bet. SI is definitely top 2, right? Oh, turn this. Yep. So my sponsor, MTGO Traders, which someone asked earlier if anyone's having, any of my sponsors are having deals. MTGO Traders does have some deals up on their website for Cyber Monday, so definitely check them out.